Hey everybody, Clay Winder here with RedSign.com Real Estate. Had a lot of questions lately from friends, family, clients about what in the world our real estate market is going to do here in 2012. So I thought I'd take a quick second and talk about a few things that I feel are pretty significant events and developments that are going to happen here in Utah in 2012 that are worth noting. Now, in terms of development, we've got some exciting things. Of course, nothing as exciting as the Henan Tower in China that everybody's talking about. The 30-story tower being built in 15 days. It's the fastest built building in the history of the world, and apparently it can withstand earthquakes. It's a green building according to many Chinese standards. Anyway, but back here in Utah, we've got some exciting things. First, I would think one of the most exciting things is the new Adobe campus. This giant just bought Omniture for $1.8 billion and apparently is building a campus. You can see some great photos here that is costing about $100 million to build this campus. It should be done here in the last part of 2012 and eventually should create about 1,000 jobs. Now this is a huge announcement for the communities of Traverse Mountain, Thanksgiving Point, and that whole Lehi area, and I'd even argue that Southern Draper is going to see some real effects from the growth of 1,000 new jobs here at Adobe. And of course, right across the valley there, we've got the new data center at Camp Williams that should be bringing on several more jobs. And that will be connected by the Mountain View Corridor, which has already been built, the first phase. And that's the second development that I wanted to talk about. The Mountain View Corridor is the next big freeway construction in the Salt Lake Valley. It's going to range from I-80 up north and go all the way down the west side of the valley to Utah County and eventually hook up to the corridor that crosses over to that Adobe. But eventually will connect and go right down the west side of Utah Lake. Now it's projected to be a few years, but the initial phases are already complete and there'll be several more phases completed here in 2012. This is a big deal. I've already helped several people sell their homes to UDOT because they're in the path of this. So there are a lot of people being displaced and several more people will be affected by having their backyards up against it, good and bad. There are a lot of good perks that come from being close to a freeway access. There's also a lot of negative things that come from being that close to the freeway as well. It's going to happen in two phases. First, kind of like a Bangerter Highway with stoplights, as you can see in some of these photos, but eventually it will be a full-fledged freeway as time goes on. Of course, we couldn't talk about development without talking about City Creek. This is the big year for City Creek to start selling. In fact, just a few weeks ago, my partner Johnny and I toured the Regent Tower, which is one of the condo towers there at City Creek, and it's pretty exciting. They have units, little studio condos that start in the high 100s, clear up to penthouses up on the top that are $2 million plus, with views that are undescribable. I mean, whether you want an east-facing view of the mountains or a west-facing view of the sunset and the lake, it's pretty impressive stuff. And this City Creek project is a big deal. I think people don't realize how significant this will change the downtown demographics in terms of bringing hundreds of new residents and shops and stores. I think we're going to see some great things happen there. And then I wanted to wrap up the video with some good market stats that can forecast a little bit better idea of what we can expect for 2012. Of course, with all these big developments, that's all good, but what do the stats say? First of all, one of the most exciting stats that we have right now are that sales are up in Salt Lake County. Right now, if you compare right now to last year at this time, our home sales have gone up 9%. With that, another intriguing stat is the fact that home values, the median price, has fallen down 10%. So your home just lost 10% of its value from last year to this year, which is devastating. But with home sales coming up, that trend can't last forever. And so I think we really are going to see an intersection where the supply and demand will balance that out. In fact, speaking of supply and demand, last year we had 9.1 months of inventory on the market. That means it would take 9 months with no more listings coming on the market to sell everything at the rate of sales. Today, we're at 6.3 months of inventory. Gary Keller, founder of Keller Williams Realty, suggested about 5 to 6 months of inventory below that signifies a seller's market. We're not far off from capturing. So supply is way down. In fact, right now there is 25% less homes on the market than there was 1 year ago. So let that sink in for a second. Supply has gone way down, which helps demand, which eventually this median home price and sales will catch up. So I think we are going to see some significant improvements. I'm hoping it's here in 2012. Could be a chance that it spills into, the continuing years. It's going to be a slow recovery, but recovery is definitely in sight with these numbers, and this is just from 2011. So if you have any questions about real estate, if you're looking to sell your home right now, maybe buy a property, invest in real estate, or simply refinance with interest rates being as low as they are, they're around 4.0 right now, give me a call, shoot me an email, any way you can reach out to me, Facebook, Twitter, it all comes to me. I'd love to help you out. Appreciate it. Good luck.